Ladies and gents, welcome to the channel. My name is Neil if you're new, and thanks for joining me today for this conversation around, is it okay for goalies to lay hit, or be part of the play from a physical perspective? There's a quick and easy answer for this on both sides, regardless of your opinion. It's a pretty quick and easy answer, but there's a lot of logistics that go behind this, and I wasn't planning on talking about it, but I had the camera on. I was just filming a video for the Patreon members, talking about a little bit of a secret in my life, I guess. So Patreon members, you guys will see that tonight. I hope you guys can check it out. And if anyone's interested, there's a link to Patreon down below in the description. But I figured, the camera's on. This just happened. Let's talk about it. So if you're not aware, there was a bit of an incident in the NHL. Drake Batherson was hit by Aaron Dell the other night. And since that, Dell has been suspended. I believe it was 3 games. And I never really thought too much of it. But then I actually learned that Dell's a bit of a sore loser and a bit of a, he's made some questionable moves. He came out of the net a couple of years ago, straight off into the boards and hit someone from Nashville. I can't remember who it was. He speared or slashed Sam Bennett in the gut that time. He hit Mark Stone as well. Very similar play, actually. He hit Mark Stone, and that caused a big kerfuffle and fight and whatnot. And then he does it again after, letting in some stinkers, or maybe not some stinkers, but just not having a great night. So taking his frustrations out physically on maybe unsuspecting players. And the NHL's like, no, this isn't right. So they've suspended him 3 games. I think it's a W. Okay, I think the NHL actually won, and they got it right. It was a good suspension. It was a stupid interference play by Dell. Just a stupid move. Now Batherson is going to miss the All-Star game, and he hurt his ankle. As someone who has broken their ankle and has required surgery and has got 14, metal screws and 3 metal plates in his ankle, to see the ankle kind of bend like it did on the replay, I was just like, oh, I'm not watching that again. I couldn't do it. The ankle injuries now, I can't watch them. But it's why? Needless. And he wasn't expecting it, and that's the thing about it. So that kind of brings up the question, should he have expected it? If this was a year from now and the rules changed and goalies were fair game, they were fair play, and they could hit you and you could hit them, would the injury still happen? Would that play happen like it did? And what would the rules behind that be? Like, if a goalie has 1 foot out of the crease, does that make them fair game? Or do they have to have both feet out? And this is a long conversation that could happen, and it's never going to happen. So it is a bit of a silly conversation, but there are so many logistic things as to why it won't happen. And I think the biggest thing about it isn't because they're scared of goalies getting injured or not. They take pucks to the face and they're fine. But it's the way that the goalie equipment is made and manufactured. All the padding's up front. The back of the legs are generally exposed. The back of the knee specifically is exposed. The back of the pants has less padding, if barely any. They need to come down and they haven't needed a lot of movement there. They're not taking shots to the back, so there's nothing back there. And then these shoulder pads, the big giant thing that, you ever see the thing of Vasilevsky standing next to Price and he's just this big monster? Well, that's all that padding, but there's nothing on the back. It's quite open. So if a goalie turned around and tried to save the puck, he'd have some bruises. Same thing goes for being hit. If a goalie goes out of his net to go lay hit, hypothetically, if it's illegal, and he lays the hit, head on, puts someone right into the boards, clean hit, lovely hit, but then someone else comes in, the puck's still there, and hits him from behind or from the side even, that could cause an injury to the goalie. And it'll never happen. That's why it'll never happen, because they'd have to redesign goalie equipment, and it's just, no. But I kind of think maybe it should be. Maybe it shouldn't necessarily be a part of the game where goalies are always out there throwing the body, or they're not afraid to kind of step out and, give some beans. But make the rule so if they're going to step out of the crease, that risk's on them. As soon as they leave that crease, they're fair game and they can be hit. That'll keep them in the crease. That'll stop them from moving the puck so much. I don't know if that would increase or decrease the enjoyment of the game to not see goalies play the puck as much, but if they're going to do stuff like that, like Dell did, maybe it's time for them to be hit and that be okay. I don't know. It's a difficult conversation to have because I don't think there's a right answer. And you might say, well, there is obviously a right answer, Neil. They shouldn't be hit, and Dell's just stupid. I think that's the majority of the opinion, but there is an old school part of me that remembers clips of hextall coming out of his crease, and Patrick Waugh skating literally to the red line, doing a spinorama with the puck, and just like laughing. And that stuff wasn't okay back then. It's the same now. It's not okay. But I kind of miss. There was more of it back then, and I kind of miss it. There was, I think, was it Brodeur? He came out one time. Oh, that was after a goal. Brodeur came out after a goal, and he took the ref right down with him, and they fell down. That was a funny incident, actually, unrelated to what happened with Dell, but just something I remember. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Do you actually think the goalie should be allowed to hit or be hit? And I don't know. It's weird. Wouldn't it be weird if goalies could come out and hit you whenever they wanted to, or you could hit them as long as they weren't in their crease? If they went out to play the puck. If I'm an opposing player, I'm skating in there fast, and I'm looking to really hit the goalie, because the goalie's maybe the most valuable player in the entire team, depending on the team. Canadians carry Price. And if I can lay the pain to Carey Price and potentially take him out of the game, not in a vicious injury or anything, but, give him the beans a little bit, maybe I'll do that. So, I don't know, it's interesting. I like the big hits. I'm old school, so it would be kind of cool to see that. I like goalie fights as well. So anyways, just thought I'd have a quick conversation there. Would love to get your feedback and get your thoughts. Do you think goalies should be fair game? Do you think what Aaron Dell did was stupid? Or were you like, yeah, that's pretty cool, and I liked it a lot. Sorry that Batherson get injured, but it was an interesting aspect of the game, and I liked it. So let me know your thoughts. Would appreciate that. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button. And if you like this video, please hit the like button as well. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Adios.